Inktober story really just came from nowhere. I knew I wanted to do a story and find a way to show my stories a bit better on Instagram. I occasionally will write a caption for an art piece where I've written more of a story, but I thought Inktober this year was finally a chance to tell a story like sequentially on my feed, and I've never really joined in with Inktober because the prompts haven't really inspired me. So coming up with my own nice story was the best kind of solution to that. I wanted to tell a simple story where the text was very simple and just assisted the drawings in like a melancholy, poetic undertone. I also wanted to use repetition because I thought that simplified the text, but also helped to like juxtapose the start and the end of a story with like those slight changes in what you're saying to emphasize the differences, but also the similarities and how someone's personality or the story has changed over the duration. It was also to kind of pay homage to repetition in children's books and that playfulness. But yeah, I definitely wanted the pictures to do the heavy lifting and the words to be almost lyrical. And the story was born, I guess, out of a response to a few years of ups and downs in relationships and being lonely. Min is definitely myself, but those of you who follow my life will know that she looks very much like my little dog Twigs. The kind of white wolfy fox look. So she's definitely Twigs and I as one person. A few years ago I had a discussion with my mum after a breakup that I am a lone wolf, and that's kind of stuck with me, that me and her decided that I am. And that does not mean that I do not want people around me as much as Min doesn't want people around her. It's like an extreme version of myself. I need people and I very much appreciate my friends and those around me, but yeah, this is like the extreme version of me. And yeah, to some extent, like, Min does still need human interaction, and that's what she does, and she finds her way to be around other, I say human, but animal, I guess, in this case, interaction, and she finds her way of doing that. It was also a reaction to ex-partners telling me that people have called me selfish, and that really hit me hard. And I don't know, maybe I am selfish. I think there is definitely parts of being an artist that make you selfish. So Min is almost like a character that I hope I am. I'm not sure I am Min, but she's who I hope I am. She's creative, she's strong, she's most of all kind, as I say. And those are things that I want to be, and I don't know if I am, but I hope I am. And it's kind of a reminder to me and others that you can be misunderstood, but you can still be kind, and finding your way to add to the world and to people around you. So yeah, the story is a response to loneliness and remembering that some people are just not going to like you and not going to get you, but actually that it doesn't matter if you're trying your best to be a good person and sharing that goodness in ways you know how. And Min finds her way to connect with others through books and sharing her love of them. And I think my way of connecting with others is through art, and this story is that. So I'm going to go through my sketchbook and show you guys the Inktober's just in here. As you can tell, I don't do this very often, so yeah, this is the book, and hopefully you're going to be able to see it well enough. I mean, I'm just going to start off with the sketchbook and say I'm going to use this sketchbook for all my ink work. So here we have some sketches I did previously in July for a short film I'm pitching. There's also another piece that you will be able to see on my Instagram, which is this piece, the town, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get this, but like there's a small thumbnail here, which is what I've done with a lot of my Inktober's as well, and just like kind of listing the pen sizes so I can understand it better. There we go, cool. So this first page here is very loose Min sketches that I did in a cafe, and this was when I was trying to think about what I wanted to do for Inktober. I'm gonna keep trying to do this and see if it will focus on it. But yeah, here's some of the sketches. They're very rubbish, but you can see some of the thumbnails as well that I've started to do. I tried to come up with a simple story, which I'll talk about separately, but this is where it started. And then you've got a very emo page here that I did on my birthday when I was in a hotel about thinking of the ideas. Here's Twigs, just to get in the shadow. Go, can you just let me do this? Go on, out the way. Alright, and then this is the first drawing I did, which you will notice isn't the first Inktober, but this is one I had in my head, which was the overgrown shop. And you can probably see with some of the digital enhancements that I show you at some point, like how this edits. We've got a full spread here of lots of the different ones from the first kind of set. And I just want to show you how small oh my god, I'm awful at this, how small I drew this little world, which is the first one. And yeah, and a lot of these, especially more of the landscape ones, I did edit a fair bit in post to try and get the look I was after. We've got some more here from some of the earlier pages about being creative and strong and kind. And then this was an interesting one because I wanted to get the darkness, and I've edited that quite a lot. Digitally I added the dark frame. And then yeah, more kind of the illustrations just set off. This was me like experimenting with sponges. Here, this one I did really awful kind of texture in it, and I had to salvage it a bit in the post. And then this was the New York scene, and it was the first one that I really wasn't sure how I was going to pull off in ink. You can see that I sketched something and I did not like it at all, so I drew a second one. And this one is, again, is enhanced a lot digitally with the values and the fog to kind of get the correct feeling. Then yeah, here's some more of the smaller scenes. This was one of my favourites, which is the crowd scene, and I did the text in the middle, and actually it didn't leave enough space for the text, so I had to edit that quite heavily. I added more of the crowd. I wish this would focus properly. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see these guys, but I'm trying my best. Just some more of those. This was another one for the library. You'll all know that I missed out the tails. I did add this tail back in, and in the final book the tails will all be in. This one was fun with the lanterns because I did that a lot digitally as well, of just like overlaying the darker stuff. But all these base textures are from these original drawings. These are now getting into the fun end ones, which I felt like I did loads of simple drawings, and finally I got around to doing some more complex one. The library is one of my favourites because, to be honest, I feel like it works quite well without any enhancements. I enhanced it digitally to kind of bring out more of the light, but yeah, I really like that one. Again, this one actually looks, I think, nicer in real life. I really liked how this one turned out. And again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but there is some very small kind of thumbnails here that I did. I don't know how well you'll see this, but there's some really small thumbnails here of like working out these illustrations. The like later end drawings where we've got the rooftops, Min disappearing up the staircase. This was quite interesting because I did the binocular shot, but I had some more ideas for other illustrations in that kind of part, and I didn't really want to do them. This was that lovely kind of New York skyline kind of shot. I say New York, it's kind of like loosely New York. This is one where she doesn't have a tail, but I like to think it's off the edge of the building, so that one's fine. The kind of like last illustration with the kind of kid reading in a forest with the library book, and then of course the ending, the end part. And yeah, that's kind of all of them. Oh yeah, there was also this. I drew Min's library, so I can put that in the front of the books and everyone can have a version number. But yeah, this is kind of where it was at. I did everything in here. As you can see, some stuff is tiny, some stuff is kind of more medium-sized, and yeah, I quite like them. I think this one for me is interesting because I don't think it fits the style of the story, but this was like the early bit when I was working out how to do this, and I actually really liked the original just world one as well. So these two were in that kind of scratchier pen thing that I in the end moved more away from, but it was fun to try out all these different things. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing the stuff and some process. And yeah, it was pretty simple really. I think the Inktober was supposed to be quick and simple and me enjoying myself, and I've enjoyed it. I haven't put too much thought into it. It's just been a really calming thing to do after work or on the weekends, which I really valued actually, and I've had a great time doing it. But yeah, that's where the story came from, and I'm glad I got to share it with you, and I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, and the book will be available soon.